Hi everyone, welcome back to Sangam Tutorials, Gubi, online classes for NCERT and CBSE, Mathematics and Science. So today is session 15. So in this session I am going to introduce to sum up to n terms of an arithmetic progression. We are going to derive the formula based on that. So it's a very beautiful formula. You should learn this derivation, and we'll try to solve some problems on it also. So apart from these things, in last session I had told you that how a student becomes a topper, what are the qualities of a good student, what are the qualities of a student who gets into excellence in academics. So one point I had told you in the last class. So according to that, a student, first point number one, the student who is a topper, usually he will be very silent in the class, he listens to the class very carefully, he is going to ask questions whenever he is in doubts with any topics or problems regarding to mathematics, right? So the second point is, so this particular quality of a student should be inside a student if he has to become a topper, right? So second point is that the student, whoever it is, regarding irrespective of the teacher, he surrenders himself to the teacher. Surrenders means, what is the meaning behind that? So if a teacher in the class tells him to do some work, he does it 100%. If a teacher tells him to read something, get ready with that, then the student agrees to that and he 100% does it. So here, the do's and don'ts, what the teacher tells a student, the student is going to do it 100% compulsory. So if you surrender to your teacher, whoever it is, the teacher in your school or in your coaching center, whoever it is, you should surrender yourself to him, such that if you want to reach to his heights in academics, right, at the end of the academic year, you have to surrender yourself, listen to his words and oblige everything what he is going to tell you in the classroom, right? And if a student is abusing your teacher, that particular student won't stay in that place, or a good student never abuses his teacher. So this is the second beautiful quality of a student who is a topper. He believes his teacher, he believes 100%, so he surrenders himself to the teacher. So if these things happen, if the point 1 and point 2, what I have told you, if these two things happen, no doubt the student goes towards the excellence in education. So today's topic is on arithmetic progressions. So inside that we go with arithmetic series, a very important topic. So if you are able to understand the concept behind this, you will be easily able to derive the formula used to find the sum up to n terms of an AP by Gauss method, right? So we will discuss all those things later. So first of all, we will learn what is an arithmetic series. So we know what is an AP actually, we are well versed in that. We know in and outs of arithmetic progression now. So let us take an AP, for example 2, 4, 6, 8, for some 200. So it's an arithmetic progression, no doubt in this, because 4 minus 2 is 2, 6 minus 4 is 2, 8 minus 6 is 2. So common difference is constant, therefore this sequence is an arithmetic progression. So here, in this arithmetic progression, in between the terms, we have an arithmetic progression, we have a sequence, that's all. So nothing more than that can be seen on the board. But sometimes we need to add the terms of this arithmetic progression, starting from the first term to the last term. So there will be a need in future. We need to add the terms of the arithmetic progression. So in order to add the terms of the arithmetic progression, we are going to write like this. So 2 plus 4, 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus plus 200. So here, what is the difference between these two means? It's an arithmetic progression. So here, in the terms of this arithmetic progression are added here starting from the first term until the last term. So if the terms of an arithmetic progression are added, right, then it is called an arithmetic series. That becomes an arithmetic series. So arithmetic series is confined only with a finite arithmetic series because we have countable number of terms here. If you take the value of a, b and 200 as the nth term, you can easily find out the number of terms in this arithmetic progression. You have solved problems on this. In a sense, we will get a value of n, where n is a natural number, so that we know how many terms are there in this arithmetic progression. And moreover, this arithmetic progression has an nth term at the last. So that's the last term. We can see that. So therefore, this arithmetic progression, when the terms are added from starting to the ending terms, then it is called as an arithmetic series. So if the terms of an arithmetic progression are added, then it is called an arithmetic series. Arithmetic series is much more concerned with the finite arithmetic series. If the number of terms in arithmetic progression is countable, then it is called an arithmetic finite arithmetic progression. And if the terms of that finite arithmetic progression are added, then it is called an arithmetic series. So now we will go with the most very interesting topic in arithmetic progression. This is the heart of the entire chapter. So we will go with this, that is sum up to n terms of an arithmetic progression. So at times in an arithmetic progression, we need to add the terms from starting from the first term to last term to find out the sum. So how to find the sum up to n terms of an AP? So that's a big question here. So no doubt I am going to derive a formula for that. So which will be very handy for you. So you can easily use it to find out the sum up to n terms of an AP. So before that, I will be going with a very small story. How these all things happened, how things came out, how the formula came out, everything. So Gauss was a student. Carl Gauss was a student, a 9-year-old student. So maybe a very small boy in the classroom. So his teacher considered that Gauss was a very talkative student in the class, very mischievous student in the class. So in order to keep him very busy, one fine day, his mathematics teacher, what he did is, he called Gauss and told him to add the whole number starting from 1 to 100. Gauss, come here, take the paper, take a sheet of paper, do this, add the whole numbers from 1 to 100. So in the sense, how it is done, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus dot 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 plus 99 plus 100. So these are the first 100 whole numbers. You sit somewhere, you start adding it. So what was in the mind of the teacher was that, so Gauss is going to take a lot of time to add these things, because at that particular time, maybe some 1700s, I am speaking this. So at that time there were no calculators or something like that. So Gauss went to the corner of the class, he sat there and he started adding the terms, and within very few minutes in the sense less than some 5 minutes, he came back to the teacher with the sheet where he was having the answer, that is 5050. 5050 was the answer in that. So the teacher was very much surprised. Just he wanted to check out whether Gauss, the answer what he has got is right or wrong. The teacher took the calculator, he took the paper, he started adding that manually. So it took a lot of time to add it. So at last he too came out with the same answer, that is 5050 what Gauss has got. So it was a very big surprise to the teacher. Then the teacher asked Gauss, how you did it? So what is the technique you followed to add the first 100 whole numbers or first 100 natural numbers to get these answers at such a short period? So Gauss told him, sir, this is how I did. So that is what Gauss showed to his teacher. I am going to show you now how he made it. So he took the first. So okay, I will show you what Gauss did to add those numbers from 1 to 100. So he took the numbers like this: 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus dot 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 plus 50 until 50. He wrote all the numbers, and below this he added the remaining 50 numbers in the reverse order. In the reverse order, in the sense, last number will be 100 plus 1 less than that is 99 plus 98 plus 97 plus dot 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 plus here comes 1, that is sorry 51. Okay, so he added these series. So in the first row he wrote from 1 to 50. The second row he wrote the numbers in the reverse order, that is remaining 50 terms. So 100 plus 1 becomes 101 here, 99 plus 2 is again 101, 98 plus 3 is again 101, plus 97 plus 4 is again 101, plus dot 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 plus 50 plus 51 is again 101. So we know that there are totally 100 terms. So here these two terms pair up to form 101, these two pair up to form 101. So here from this first number, that is 101, to this last number, how many 101s are there? So as we have 100 terms here, that is starting from 1 to 100, 50 are in the first row and 50 are in the second row. So they get added and there are 100 terms totally. So therefore sum was given by 100 terms are there, and 100 times you have got this, that is 100 into 101, that comes to 5050. This is the very simplest way of getting the sum. So this is called the Gauss method of finding out. So this method was very easy because the number of terms what we were having was even number of terms. 100 is an even number. So if the 100 terms are given to you to add, then this is the very easiest method to find out the sum of first 100 terms. So if somewhere like odd numbers are given to add, for example, find the sum of all integers from 1 to 25. So 1 to 25 means 25 is an odd number. So how to add it? So we can take it like this: 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus dot 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 plus 25. So this comes the sum. We have to take the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up until 25. So here 25 is an odd number, but here it was an even number. Here we have an odd number. So how to add it? So here while adding the odd numbers in the given series, we should not cut the series into half like this what we did. So we took the first half, we cut the second half, we placed it in the reverse order, we added, we got the sum. So in case of odd numbers, you are not supposed to cut the series. Write the entire series and write the entire series in the reverse order below it. So it becomes like this: 25 plus 24 plus 23 plus 22 plus dot 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 plus 1. So if the given number of terms is an odd number, do not cut the series into half and place it below. Just entire series place it below in the reverse order. So when you add this, you are going to get 25 plus 1 is 26 here, 24 plus 2 is again 26, 23 plus 3 is again 26, plus dot 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 plus 1 plus 25 is again 26. So how many 26 are there? How many terms, that is how many 26 are getting added here? So there are, totally we know that there are 25 terms. So 26, how many times it appears here? It appears, 26 appears here 25 times. So 25 into 26 is 650. So this is the sum we are going to get. So this is the Gauss method of adding natural numbers or integers whenever required to any required terms. So when we consider AP, adding natural numbers or adding integers is nothing but same adding the arithmetic terms of an arithmetic progression, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until 25 if you write here, these first 25 natural numbers are also the terms of the arithmetic progression, because 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 3 is 1, 25 minus 24 is 1. So common difference is constant. So therefore natural numbers is also an arithmetic progression, even numbers is also an arithmetic progression, odd numbers is also an arithmetic progression, right? So this is the one of the method of finding out the sum of two required number of terms if the number of terms is an even number. This is the method of finding out the sum of two n terms, that is required number of terms if the number of terms is an odd number. So this is the method. So this method applies here also, no doubt in that. So let us see how this technique, that is called Gauss technique, is used to find the sum of the n terms of an arithmetic series. That's very important. Okay, so now we'll go with the beautiful derivation on arithmetic progressions. So in bookwork 3, we will find the formula to calculate the sum of first n natural numbers. So using this formula, starting from the first natural number to any required natural number, you can find out the sum. So this formula is very simple. Let us go with bookwork 3. Okay. Let 1, 2, 3, 4, n be first n natural numbers. First n natural numbers. So now let us take the sum here. So sum up to n terms. So this is the abbreviation. You have to remember this, how to read. Sum up to n terms. So sum of the n terms is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus plus n. So we will take the second method of Gauss to find the sum of derive the formula to find the sum of first n natural numbers. So we will reverse the entire series. We will reverse the entire series. So again, sum of the n terms becomes n plus the term which is behind n is n minus 1, and the term which is behind n minus 1, here n minus 1 comes, behind this n minus 1 is n minus 2. So here I write n minus 2 plus plus, as we are writing this series in the reverse order, so 1, 2, 3 comes here. So it comes 3 plus 2 plus 1. Let us add both the series. So 1Sn plus 1Sn becomes 2Sn, because you are taking the sum 2 times. 2 times you are going to take the sum of the same thing. Therefore 2Sn is equal to n plus 1 is n plus 1, I will add the first terms, plus n minus 1 plus 2. N minus 1, in the sense you have to add the second term with the second term. N minus 1 plus 2 is n plus 1 again, plus n minus 2 is the third term, here it is 3 is the third term, n minus 2 plus 3 is again n plus 1. So it continues, plus 3 plus n minus 2 is again n plus 1, plus 2 plus n minus 2 is again n plus 1, and plus 1 plus n can be written as, according to commutative property, it is again n plus 1. So here series is there, same series is added again in the reverse order. We have got n plus 1s here as the sum. So here, how many terms are there in the series? Therefore there are n terms. N terms are there. So therefore, how many n plus 1, by adding the pairs of both the series, how many n plus 1s you have got? You have got n plus 1s. So therefore 2Sn is equal to, you have got n plus 1s, that we can written as, that is n plus 1, n plus 1, n plus 1 added n number of times. For example, if 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is added 4 times, then you are going to write it as 4 into 3. So that simple is this. So here n plus 1 have repeated themselves by adding the pairs as n times. N times n plus 1 is added. So therefore n into n plus 1. So therefore sum of the n terms is n into n plus 1 by 2. So 2 gets here the denominator. So this is the formula, is to find the sum of first n natural numbers. For example, I will use the formula now. Let us go with a simple example. So example 1. Find the sum of first 10 natural numbers. Find the sum of first 10 natural numbers. Right. So I will use the formula. Sn is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. So I want the sum of first 10 natural numbers. Therefore I take n is equal to 10. So I will substitute the value of 10 here. So sum of the 10 terms is 10 into 10 plus 1 divided by 2. 2 1s are 2, 5 side goes, 5 into 10 plus 1 is 11, 5 into 11 is 55. So what is the sum of first 10 natural numbers? So it is 55. So it is that easy. So if we were not having this formula which was given by Gauss, it was very tedious work to calculate the sum of first 10. First 10 is okay, it's easy. First 100, first 200, first 300. So it was a tedious task. It was something like very time consuming. So therefore, to avoid this, we have a very simple and handy formula. So remember this. It is very useful for your competitive exams in future also. Sn is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2, where this formula is used to find the sum of first n natural numbers only. So this is not going to get applied for any other sum, it's only for natural numbers. Now let us derive the formula used to find the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression. So last formula was just used to find out the sum of first n natural numbers. So natural numbers are also arithmetic progressions, no doubt in that. So this formula what we are going to derive now is specifically made for any type of arithmetic progressions to find the sum from the first term to n terms. Okay, so let us call it as bookwork 4. So let a1, a2, a3, a4, dot, an be an AP. So let this be an AP, arithmetic progression, with A as first term, and D as common difference. Let A be the first term of this AP and let D be the common difference. So according to this, A1 is nothing but A, A2 is nothing but A plus D, A3 can written as A plus 2D, right? Similarly, nth term can be written as A plus n minus 1 into D. So as we are taking the sum up to first n terms of the AP, so that sum is symbolically written as sum up to n terms. This is written as sum up to n terms is equal to A plus second term is A plus D plus third term is A plus 2D plus dot plus A plus n minus 1 into D. So we are taking the sum up to first n terms of the AP. So according to Gauss, we will use this technique. We will reverse the entire series and add one below the other. So sum of the n terms again can be written as A plus n minus 1 into D. The last term becomes the first term here. So this is the first term in this series. This is the first term in this series. Plus. So we have to write the preceding term of A plus n minus 1 into D. So what is the preceding term of A plus n minus 1 into D? A plus n minus 1 into D is the nth term. What is its preceding term? So it will be 1 less than, that is we are going to subtract one time common difference from this. So this becomes A plus n minus 1 minus 1 into D. So that becomes A plus n minus 2 into D. So this is the term A plus n minus 1 into D's preceding term is A plus n minus 1 into, and that is A plus n minus 2 into D. So behind that is below the second term, I am going to write A plus n minus 2 into D. So what should I write below the A plus 2D, that is third term. So which is the term? The term behind A plus n minus 1 into D is A plus n minus 2 into D. So what is the preceding term of A plus n minus 2 into D is, again we have to subtract minus 1 from this. So it becomes A plus n minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3 into D. So third term in the reverse order will be A plus n minus 3 into D plus. Okay, this is the first term. This is the first term here. Second term I have written. Third term is ready here. So it goes continuous. And the last term here will be A. So when you come in the reverse order, the last term is A. So let us add these two. Let us add these two equations. Take it as equation 1, take it as equation 2. Add these two. So 1SN is, that becomes 2SN because there are two series. If you add both the series, you are going to get sum up to two series. That is twice the Sn. So now let us add this. A plus n minus 1 into D. So that becomes A plus A becomes 2A plus n minus 1 into D. So this is the the answer, that is the sum what we get when we add the first two terms. So let us see what happens when we add these two terms, that is a plus d and a plus n minus 1 into d. So a plus d plus a plus n minus 1 into d. So we'll add these two terms. So a plus d plus a plus d into n is dn minus d into minus 2 is minus 2d. So 1a plus 1a is 2a plus dn, okay, this term I will write. So 1d plus minus 2d is minus d. So 2a, when you take d as common, we get n minus 1 here. So 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So what is the thing you get when you add a plus d and a plus n minus 2 into d? So when you add these two terms, you are going to get again as 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So when you add these two, that is the third pair, that is a plus 2d and a plus n minus 3 into d, again you will get, right, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? So same thing continues. What do you get when you add a plus n minus 1 into d plus a? So it's again a plus n minus 1 into d. Again we get the same thing, that is plus 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So now we have got the sum here. So let us continue. 2sn is equal to 2a plus n minus 1 into d plus 2a plus n minus 1 into d, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. At the last also we have 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So according to the number of terms what we have taken, there are n terms. That is, nth term is there, therefore there are n terms. So how many 2a plus n minus 1 into d we have got as the sum here? We have got n 2a plus n minus 1 into d as the sum. We have got this. So we'll isolate Sn by transposing 2 here. So therefore Sn is equal to n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d by 2. So this 2 can be given as a denominator for n. So therefore Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So this is the handy formula used to find the sum of first n terms of an AP. So when it should be used, when you can see here Sn is one of the element, n is one of the element, a is one of the element, and d is one of the element. So in this formula we have 4 elements. So therefore 3 elements will be given to you and 1 element will be asked to find out. So we can use this formula to find the sum of n terms of any AP having first term and common difference. So if the first term and common difference of an AP are given to you and you are asked to find the sum of some number of terms, then directly you can use this formula. So this is how you have to read this. Sum of the n terms is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So this formula should be used when a and d are given. Okay. So we will take up the formula. We will continue with that. So we have the formula here. Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. We have the formula here. So I will change some terms inside the formula now. So Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a can be written as a plus n minus 1 into d. So 2a can be written as a plus a, which is possible. So Sn is equal to n by 2 into a, we will retain this, plus what is this, a plus n minus 1 into d? That's nothing but the nth term of an AP, which can be written as an. So Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus nth term is also in terms called as the last term of the AP. So we'll indicate that last term by n. So this is the formula used to find the sum of the n terms of an AP when the first term and last term of the AP are given. That's very important. First term and last term of the AP are given when you miss out with the common difference. So this can be altered again. So Sn is equal to n into a plus l by 2. So this is the altered formula of this one, which is used when the average of the first term and last terms are given right, and find out the sum of the n terms. So these are the three different formulas used at different context. So Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Formula is used to find the sum of the n terms of an AP when a and d are given. This Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus l formula is used to find the sum of the n terms of an AP when the first term and last terms are given. Sn is equal to n into a plus l by 2 is the formula used to find the sum of the n terms of an AP when the average, that is the average of the first and last terms are given, or the middle term of the AP is given, and then has to find out the sum of the n terms of an AP. So these are the three formulas you have to remember, along with the bookwork 3 formula, that is the sum up to first n natural numbers, that is given by Sn is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. So this is the formula used to find the sum of first n natural numbers. So this is the end of the session. So I hope you enjoyed the derivation of formulas. So we have come across very important 3 formulas, including the sum up to in terms of an natural numbers. So all the 4 formulas you have to remember, and you should be able to recall when required. So once again I will repeat, Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d is used when the first term and common difference are given in an AP. Sn is equal to n a plus l by 2 is the formula used to find the sum of the n terms of an AP when the first term and last term are given. Sn is equal to n into a plus l by 2 is the formula used to find the sum of the n terms of an AP when the average of the first term and last term are given, or the middle term of the AP is given. And the fourth formula is Sn is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2 is the formula, very handy formula used to find the sum of first n natural numbers. It is restricted to only natural numbers. You cannot use it for to find the sum of some odd numbers or even numbers or something like that. You cannot do it. So I hope you enjoyed the entire session. Please subscribe the channel, put a like button on it. So once you subscribe it, what all the videos we are going to upload in the YouTube, you are going to get the notifications about it. So these derivations are for your knowledge. Without knowing how it comes, you cannot solve problems on arithmetic progressions. So therefore this derivation, keep it in your mind, and from tomorrow's session we will be solving beautiful 2 marks questions on these formulas. So stay home, stay safe, happy learning. Thank you one and all.